Now, when you do your videos, very, very important. Always remember, and I want you to write this down. If you're boring, you're broke. Write that down. If you're boring, you're broke. You have got to be interesting, right? Like if you're normally a 7, you got to be at like a 9, right? Or if you're normally like a 5 or a 4, like if you're a low energy person, like I'm a very low energy person. Anyone that's met me in real life knows I'm a very low energy person. But when I'm on camera, I know that like if I'm my normal self and you know, I just kind of talk like this and I give you guys the information that you're here for, but I don't do it in a really compelling way. Like this is how I'd like to talk. I'm not kidding. This is like, but if I did that, you guys wouldn't get anything because you guys would be falling asleep, right? So you have to be more exciting. You have to level it up a little bit, and it's going to feel weird. I promise you, it's going to feel weird at first, and then afterwards, after you start doing that, it's going to feel weird when you don't do it. Like this is more natural for me when I've got a camera in my face than like talking like normal, like how I would normally talk. You know, like it's this. I have to like struggle to do this now. It's kind of weird. So that's the thing, right? You got to understand if you're boring, you're broke, right? And I can't emphasize this enough because watch time is huge, right? If you're boring, what's the one thing people are not going to do if you're boring? They're not going to watch.
They're not gonna
right?
watch.
Exactly. They're not going to watch if you're boring. So topic selection is massive. There's so much stuff that you can create content on that isn't nearly as competitive that will drive hundreds of thousands of views and probably millions of views if you do it correctly, right? So how do you come up with topics? Well, one of the things you can do is you can do something called newsjacking, right? So what that means is you take current events in the news and you use them to put your twist on how can you provide value, right? Now here's there's a caveat to newsjacking, right? Newsjacking, it's good because it's going to get you a lot of views. It's going to get you a lot of attention. But the problem with newsjacking is that it's not evergreen, right? Like in 6 months, nobody's going to care about this Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. In 3 months, nobody's going to care about this Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, right? So you have to understand newsjacking for what it is, right? It's a way to build up your channel. It's a way to get lots of people to watch you. It's a way to get people in your city to start recognizing you as an authority, right? And it's also a way to just build up a big following so that when you create content, it's going to generate more views and it's going to increase the watch time and it's going to get a high click-through rate so that people in your area will see it, right? So this is not necessarily a alternative to creating high value videos. This is kind of like do this alongside the high value videos, right? So this should not be your only strategy. I mean, there's all types of stuff that you can do if you just think about like, okay, what can I do to make this interesting so that I'm going to create a video. It's got a compelling title. And then when people search for it, because it has a compelling title and an interesting angle, then what's going to happen is they're going to click on it and then they're going to watch the video, right? So that's really, really interesting, right? The most important thing that you can have on your click for your click-through rate is a very compelling thumbnail, right? Now, what do thumbnails that are compelling have? They have pictures and they have curiosity, right? Those are pretty much the two biggest things that you need, right? So what you can do is you can use Canva to create both of those things very, very easily, or you can have a graphic designer do that on Fiverr. So not every single video that you create is going to go viral. That's actually the exception. You shouldn't expect that to be the rule, right? But the more swings you take, the more chances you have to hit a home run. If you do one video, you have about maybe like a 1 in 10,000 chance of going viral, right? But if you create lots of videos and you try to do 2 or 3 videos a week or something like that, then and you follow these processes, something will hit. I promise you something will hit, right? But it's about consistency. You're never going to get it perfect. Like the stuff that I think is going to work doesn't work, and then I'm surprised what does work. So the reality is just get into a habit of doing it, and it'll work well for you. I mean, you see how quickly you can put the thumbnails together and stuff like that. And you don't even have to do it. You can just give the guidelines to someone on Fiverr or something like that and get the thumbnails made. and film the video. Once you get comfortable filming the videos, you can knock the videos out pretty quickly. But a lot of it, you don't get comfortable with all this stuff unless you just do repetition. Repetition is really the answer to all this stuff.